This one crypto altcoin keeps doubling my money over and over again. It's crazy. And I'm going to show you where I bought, where I sold, and I'm going to show you a new crypto that I've just bought now as well. I'm going to teach you the strategy for how to actually get in on these names and how to read the chart so you know exactly where to buy and sell. So this is the chart I'm going to be looking at. I won't tell you what it is until the end so you're not distracted and you actually learn the strategy. And the strategy is simple. It's called weekly W's. And I learned this from Brian Beamish, and I'm going to show you what this is by going into the computer here and drawing a horizontal ray right here. That is the buy point. So why am I buying there? Well, there is a massive W here. As you can see, if I put it on a line graph, you can see the shape of the W here. Maybe if I move this around, you can see the shape of the W here. And if I put it back onto the candles, you can see that is the midpoint. That's where the chart loves to come and test to see where the price will actually go to before taking off. So let's see what happened. So if we just play this, you can see the price went down to this buy level. So you'd be buying now, buying now, buying now, buying now. It's right at your W level. So this is where you would be investing. Okay, now where would you sell? Well, the best place to sell is at over 100%. So you draw a percentage from up here, you draw it up to here, and you could see this is the 100% sell level. So let's cool down here. Anywhere below this range, the buy range, anywhere at or below weekly W's will cool the buy range. So let's make that green right over there. It's so pretty, you can see it all in green. And anywhere above this 100% zone where you're doubling your money, and I do keep telling you, this one is doubling a lot. That's where you can sell. So you would have already bought down here and you've already sold once. That is you doubling your money. Now I do get this, I have got this question before. Hey Josh, what duration are your candlesticks set up as you're looking for the W? So people are asking about the W. Great question, Mark, and I'll answer you. The answer is simply, these are daily candles. I do like looking at the weekly candles as well, but on a weekly chart, it's harder to see, and some of these cryptos don't go back that long, so a daily chart is good enough, and then you could see these massive W. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw again on the W. So I draw this line over here because that's this big W. I've got this big W working. I'm going to put this back to a line graph so you can see exactly what I'm doing. See this large, super large W? That's the midpoint. You've got this little W over here. That's the midpoint. So now you've got these multiple daily and weekly W's working. So let's put this back on a candle graph and we can move this box right over here up into this zone. So we can move this box here. Now you can buy anywhere in this zone because those are the weekly W levels. So let's see what happens after you've already sold and got one W. You're patient, it comes back down to a buy window, you buy, and now you're buying. Oh, you can sell almost because you almost got into a red, but not quite yet. So here it comes back into a red, you can sell. So now you can sell again. You've reinvested and you've resold. So weekly W is working well for you. You can sell back in red boxes and it's come all the way back down into a green box. So now you can buy again. You can see how if you just stay patient and disciplined and you wait for these things to happen, then you get more and more opportunities to get in. So you've just bought again. Let's see what happens. Okay, it goes up, but it doesn't go up too much, so maybe you don't sell. It's come back down into buy levels. Now, you're freaking out, or most of the public is freaking out, but what you're doing is just simply dollar cost averaging in and waiting to get back into that sell zone. Is it ever going to happen? I don't know. Let's keep playing. And you could see that it stays in this weekly W zone, so you could have bought anywhere in this zone, weekly averaged in, daily averaged in, and then boom, you come back here and it's come into this sell window again and you sell. So I was selling and buying just like this throughout this entire asset's history, and that's the goal. You want to buy at weekly W's and sell above 100%. Now this only seems to happen in crypto and some stocks in stonkland, but the stock market only grows an average of 10% a year. The average return on the stock market is 10% for the last century. That's the average return. We're talking about 100% moves every few days here. I mean, look at this. This is a few weeks. This is a few months. 100% moves within a year, multiple times over. This is why I love crypto. It's absolutely crazy. Now, if you're new here, we do talk about finance, investing, making money online, like selling on Amazon. So if you like videos like that where you want to improve your life, your wealth, your finances, then hit that subscribe button and follow me on this journey. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers right now. So thank you to all the thousands of people who are subscribed. And thank you for subscribing as well and joining me on that journey. Now, before we continue on this weekly W example where I'm going to reveal this asset where I just double my money twice, someone has just asked, JTZ asked, what do you think of StormX? So let me look at this StormX just before we carry on, just because I want to give what my viewers are actually asking for. So StormX is a cryptocurrency. The first thing I noticed is the circulating supply is 8 billion. I don't like anything that has over like 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. But 8 billion, that's a ridiculous amount of circulating supply. So that tells me that it's possibly worthless, and I have to be really, really careful. But let me look at a chart. So you can see that it's had a massive run up in the last few weeks, as most of the crazy crypto names right now. But should you jump into it right here? Well, I like to look at the story. So their story is very interesting. They say that you can earn crypto cash back when you buy from certain places. Now, I don't like that they say we've combined magical powers of the internet and sprinkled some blockchain fairy dust. I don't like that because it's just like, ooh, crypto magic and you're gonna get rich. It's not what I like. I prefer this, the realistic, you shop at these stores and you earn a certain amount of crypto cash back, but you're earning it sort of in StormX, I assume. So if StormX is worthless and you're earning that back in StormX, then is there any point? I don't know. But they are a part of a lot of things. eBay, Samsung, Macy's, Lego, Sega, Uber, DoorDash. So they are a part of a lot of things. So there's potential here. They're on Bittrex, Binance. They're on a whole bunch of different exchanges. So that's good. But I wouldn't say to actually jump in yet. Because we are way above the weekly W zones as I've been teaching. So where is the weekly Ws? Well, these are big weekly Ws right here. If you stick it over to a line graph, again, you can see where the weekly Ws are. Look at these Ws, right? So if you're going to draw a horizontal ray, you could draw it from any of these midpoints right here. And that's about where you want to get in. This was maybe the last weekly W right over there. And if you draw a reload zone, which shows you where the market is likely to retrace back to, then you get a target around down here, 61.8 to 78.6. So anywhere below reload zones and at weekly Ws is a place to potentially invest. So you want to wait for the market to do something like this and come down. Now, maybe it never does that. Maybe the market just consolidates and continues moving forward. So in that case, I want you to consider a consolidation move. So why don't I just say, just buy here right away, buy here, because it's going up. I won't say that because there's no way to frame your risk. So what you have to do, and this chart's going to get messy, you have to wait for a consolidation for it to stay like this, and you see these W's starting to form here. Why do we only buy these weekly W's or these daily W's? It's because you can frame your risk. So let's say you buy over here, you risk down to the bottom of the W, and then you try and get a 2-to-1 risk reward. So you're making $2 for every $1 you risk. And that's how you can frame your risk. Now, if the market comes and dumps and takes out this level, then you can just get out safely on the trade. You've now framed your risk tolerance, and this is a good plan. If you just bought over here with no risk tolerance, then what if the market comes all the way back down to here? Do you sell? Do you buy? Do you buy again? Like, what do you do? So that's why you wait for consolidations, and this is part of the bot setup. So if you're interested in me doing a video about that, I'll happily make another video, and I'll do another video about the details about why Ws are so powerful. But that's what I would do with a name like this. Either wait for a consolidation for a move higher so you can frame your risk, or wait for it to come back down to those weekly Ws where you can actually invest. And that's if you like the name StormX at all and you believe in the hype. Now let's get back to our weekly W example chart where I'm going to show you what's actually happening. We've come into a sell zone here. So You're probably thinking, well, I want to get on this trade, so where do I do it? Well, we've got our weekly W levels down here. We haven't really had any new weekly Ws. These were the last good-looking ones. You can see this one's a bit messy. This low is lower than this low. So we just play and we find out what happens. Okay, so it's gone further up into the sell zone, so you just keep selling. You just keep letting whatever you have left go, and now, boom, it's come straight back down into weekly W zone, so you can buy in again. So you've sold up here, you can now buy in again. So you're reloading down here at these weekly Ws. You can see how powerful this is. Remember, anything in the red box is over 100%, so you're doubling your money up there. Now you're buying in again. You can even set a new 100% zone, because now your weekly W levels are a little bit higher up. So let's say your new sell zone is up here at this 100, and you're only going to sell now when it gets up to this 100 because you're buying over here. You can also see that you're starting to form pretty little W's over here. So right here, there's another weekly W. So you can start moving this green box higher up as well. So you can start getting into this green box a little bit higher up as more weekly W's start to form. So let's play and see what happens. Do we actually get into that sell zone? You can see it's come right back down to the weekly W again down here. So you could have bought in again. But now it's kind of in the middle zone, so you're just waiting. It's come back down again. You can purchase. What happens? Does it get up to that zone? Who knows? Crazy crypto. Does it happen? Let's find out. But before we do, we have another comment. Siddharth says, please make a video on ADA, DOT, and RV. Where can I learn this? Reading curves and investments. So first of all, where you can learn this is The Rational Investor. That's why I learned a lot of this stuff, but you can also just subscribe to this channel and hit that like button, and I'm going to be doing tons more videos on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and you can learn it right here. Now let's look at ADA, DOT, and RV before we go back to this weekly W chart. So you can see this ADA, Cardano, this RV right here, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and DOT, they're all extremely high. So why are people asking right now about these charts? And the only reason is because they're extremely hyped up. Everybody's talking about them because they've done so well, because they've made so many people rich. Everybody talks about them, but I cannot condone buying over here. Remember, weekly W's on this other chart that we're looking at, and that's where you want to be investing. So where is the weekly W down here? Let's have a look. Horizontal ray right over here. This is the weekly W level, and if you draw a reload zone, you can see that that's right down here at the 88.6 level, which is a Fibonacci level. So if you are going to invest in a name like this, down here is the level to do it. Now, again, same thing applies. If it consolidates here and moves up, then you can buy that consolidation, because you then have a window of risk to frame your trade around. So you can frame your trade around this W over here, wherever it is, but you have to make sure to get out if it breaks those lows, because then it's invalidated this W. If it breaks down below here, it invalidates this W. It creates a large M, which is the opposite of a W, and you've got to get out or you're going to be crying 1,000 deaths all the way down to the bottom. So that applies to RV, that applies to ADA. Now, if you want to get in on any of these names, then wait for a consolidation and buy slowly over time. So you're waiting for these consolidations, for these moves, and you dollar cost average in. So if you did want to get into this name, you could buy a little bit right here, you could buy a little bit right here, a little bit right here, a little bit right here, and as it consolidates, wherever it stops and draws a weekly W or a daily W, that's where you put in your main bit. But if you really want to invest, you could start dollar cost averaging in from anywhere, as long as that fits with your plan. Again, this is your money, this is your life, this is not financial advice. So that is how I might do it, but I personally wouldn't touch any of these names because I'm a cheapskate, and I know that the weekly W's are way down here. I mean, look at this weekly W right down here. It's crazy how far down that is. That is a big honking W, and there's a little baby one down here. I would not be surprised if we come down to these levels just like we did on the weekly W chart that we're analyzing right now. So let's go back into that weekly chart and see if we get another run up into the double level. So if we keep playing, we can see that we're still in a buying level over here. I've got to extend this. Hold on, let me pause this. I've got to extend this so we can keep buying here. And we're going to be selling up here because we've extended the 100 level higher up now. So we're not even selling most of the time. And it's kind of waiting around. So you could just be doing nothing. You could be reinvesting. Boom! Woo! It goes into the double level, and you can see my Alexa's having fun right here. But I just love this. Look how much it respects this. And it came right to the bottom of that 100 level and then backed off. So you'd be selling right into here. You would have had your sell orders set. You'd have been doing very, very well right now. And right now you're in the middle, so you wouldn't be touching it. So you can see that this crypto keeps doing this, and I've kept on making doubles on this crypto. Now, there is a crypto which I've just bought. I haven't recently bought this one because I've already just sold. You'll see when we get to the end of what this is. But there is one crypto that I just bought called Wave. So this is a crypto I wanted to share with you. So this is Waves. It has 100 million supply. Now, it's not into the billions, but it is a little bit higher than I like. But I just really like their story and the Waves technology. They're all about building a new internet, the Web 3.0. So I really like the name, and I've made money on this name before, so I just love it. So let's look at the chart. So if you can see this chart, I've drawn down here the weekly W level, and I was buying down here at this retest and then selling up here at the 100 level, exactly as I was teaching in this video. Throughout this video, you can see I sold one at 200% and one at like 150%. I had a sell order up here. It didn't fire, or I missed the sell order. I had to reset it. And look at what happened. The market came down and hit this weekly W like a freaking miracle. Look how exact that is. It's incredible. Sorry, I'm getting excited, but this is so fine. I shouldn't apologize for being excited. Look at it, it's hit this level. But you can see anyway, I've waited for this big W to form, and I've just bought here. You can see my little green buy over here, and then I've set my sell order up here. Automatically, I set my sell order at 100%. So again, I'm just waiting now, and it's right at the buy level. So if you wanted to jump in on me with this, it has a weekly W working, or a daily W working, it has a pretty big W working, and I've just bought, and I'm framing my rigs down here to the bottom of the weekly W, where I'm going to add more to dollar cost average into my position. I'm not going to get out because I'm not doing a massive continuation trade. I'm just going to slowly add in. You can see I've already taken out a bit, so I'm just kind of buying back in now. So this is a name that I'm looking at right now, and I've just gotten in on. Now, if we go back to the main chart, you can see we've just hit the sell zone, and now we're in the middle. So what happened then? Could you have got back in again? And the simple answer is, well, look at what happened. Holy moly, it just completely took off. So I'm actually glad that I bought down here at the sell level, at this weekly W level, and right now we're up to date. So this is what the chart looks like. And it's come into these levels, and it's now bouncing off of that 100% level, but we're still in a sell zone, and I wouldn't touch it. But now, because we've got this massive W working, you can raise up your green area to anywhere here, because look at all these Ws. So this is now weekly W, this is now weekly W. So you can raise up your green area and start buying over here now. If you bought anywhere over here, then I'd be happy because you're buying weekly Ws, and you could see that right here, the 100% level was just hit off of this weekly W. You can see it broke out. It retested these new weekly Ws. It created another little W here and then hit the 100% level just on that. So it keeps on doubling. And this is exactly where I bought. I had bought this little tiny W over here, which on this chart is right down over here. And then I sold half on this double, so I was sitting on a free position. And then I sold a half on another double, so now I've doubled my profits twice and I still have a free position. And this name is Ethereum Classic. So this is the original Ethereum crypto, right? It was a hard fork of Ethereum. So it's like a clone of Ethereum at a certain point in Ethereum's history, almost like an old version of Ethereum, like the old version of Word you have on your computer. Now, I personally only use the old version of Word on my computer. I never use the updated one. So that's what this name is sort of has. It has like that old appeal, has the original code. If anything ever happened to Ethereum, if it got hacked, anything happened, Ethereum Classic might be a way to revert back to it. And I consider it like a preservation of the old ETH code. Now, it's not why I love it. I love it because it's so volatile. You can see how it hits 100%, comes back down to weekly Ws, hits 100% again, comes back down to weekly Ws. It's just such a fun thing to trade if you follow that trading strategy. So if you follow weekly Ws, if you don't chase up markets, if you wait for those consolidations, those consolidations and the W's to frame your trade, then you can absolutely crush at this crypto game. So if you're ready to start your online business of trading, investing, you want to learn this stuff without the BS, without most of the hype and the crap that is out there in the internet marketing and crypto world, then smash that like button and hit the subscribe button and join me on this channel, because that's exactly what we do here on this channel. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave another video over here. You can watch the 10 best cryptos to invest in 2021 or my favorite trading strategy. Go check out another video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.